All right, so today we're diving into a really interesting idea called Journey to Better. You can think of it as a search for a quiet space in what feels like a very, very noisy world. And that noise? Well, that's exactly where we're going to start.
I mean, just think about it for a second. Your phone, your email, your life. It feels like there's always something buzzing, always some demand, always more information. The source material for this explainer kicks off with this exact problem, a world that just will not stop shouting. So, where do you even go when it all gets to be too much?
And you know that feeling of being completely overwhelmed? It isn't an accident. To really find the quiet, we first have to get a handle on the noise. The constant shouting our modern world is kind of built on.
We see this everywhere, don't we? This promise of a quick fix. You know the drill. Become a millionaire overnight. Get a perfect body in just 1 week. It's this whole culture built on the idea that any result you want should be immediate, and it should be easy.
And yeah, if it's not instant success, then it's a formula. It's a checklist. It's this transactional guide to being happy that treats your entire life like it's just some instruction manual. It hints that if you just follow the steps, you'll get this flawless existence. But what if life isn't a formula at all?
So what happens if we manage to tune out all that shouting? Well, the source we're looking at today says we might hear something else, something totally different. It's not loud at all. In fact, you can only really find it in the silence.
So let's be clear. This voice isn't another guru yelling a new promise at you. No, the Journey to Better idea is framed as the exact opposite of that. It's this quiet, gentle alternative to the world's constant flood of quick fixes and, frankly, impossible standards.
This quote, wow, it gives so much power to silence, right? It's suggesting that our most important ideas, our biggest breakthroughs, they don't come from all the noise out there. They come from the stillness inside us, from a voice that's really, really easy to miss if we aren't listening for it.
It's described as a mirror, but not the kind of mirror that just points out all your flaws or tells you everything you need to fix. This mirror is supposed to reflect something way more fundamental, something we tend to forget.
And that's it, right there. In a world that can feel so isolating, the number one message reflected back at you is solidarity. It's this reminder that your struggles, your questions, your journey, you're not the only one. It's all part of a shared human experience. Okay, so if this journey isn't promising instant success or a perfect life, what is the promise? Well, the answer is just this single core commitment, and it's what makes this whole idea so different.
And here's the core contrast. You've got the world's loud, often empty promises on one side, but this path, it offers one quiet commitment, honesty. And we're not just talking about telling the truth. It's an honesty that admits that progress is messy, that some days you take a step back, and that embracing our messy, imperfect selves is way more valuable than pretending.
You know, where this philosophy comes from is so key to its power. The journey isn't some perfect theory cooked up by an expert. The source material is super clear. It was born from a heart that needed to heal, from someone who was just tired of all the shouting and decided to listen to the quiet instead. Its authority doesn't come from being an expert. It comes from real lived experience. And that's why its main promise can be honest.
This is the big question, right? Any real philosophy for life has to have an answer for this. If we're being honest, life has suffering. So how does this quiet, honest approach handle suffering? Does it just try to make it go away? Nope. It completely reframes it. This might just be the most powerful statement in the whole source. Pain isn't a sign that you failed or that there's something wrong with you. It's presented as an essential, unifying part of being human. It's actually what connects all of us.
So if that's the message, who is this all for? Who's meant to find a home in this quiet space? Well, the source is actually very specific about this.
Right off the bat, it draws a line in the sand. If your goal is a perfect, flawless life, this approach might not be for you. And that's okay. It's like a filter, inviting a certain kind of person to come closer.
So this is who it is for. It's for the searchers, the ones on an internal quest. Step 1 is about searching for yourself underneath all that noise. Step 2 is searching for your truth, not one that someone hands to you. And finally, step 3 is the search for a real, sustainable inner peace. Does any of that sound like a search you're on?
Because if it is, the invitation is really that simple. It's not a sales pitch, there's no catch, it's just a quiet, open door. Welcome.
So, once you step through that door, what does the path actually look like? The key thing to remember is, it's not about arriving at some final destination. It's all about embracing the continuous process of just moving forward. The final lines from the source just wrap this all up so perfectly. Notice the words here, walking with you. It's about companionship, not being a lone wolf, and toward something better. See? It's about gentle progress, not some frantic race to a perfect finish line. It's a shared, continuous walk.
And so we'll end this explainer by turning that quiet mirror back around toward you. If the goal isn't being perfect, but just being better, what does that word, better, really mean for you in your own life, on your own journey? That's the question this quiet space leaves us with.